What's up, YouTube? It's me, the Artisan MC, and I'm here today to give you my review of The Furious. Now, I saw trailers of this movie a while ago when I was at the theater, and just between being in the theater and being on Instagram, I saw the crazy fight scene with the hammer in the octagon, and I just knew I had to see this movie. Now, beyond that, it had another actor that I liked, another martial arts actor I like, which is Joe Towsem from The Raid and namely Mortal Kombat playing Sub Zero. So I was already locked in to go see this movie. And what I got was a visual feast and something a little bit more um, interesting than people would namely think. Now, the movie is about the character of Wang, even though you don't know his name, during the beginning of the movie, played by Miao. And Wang is a handyman in some small country in Southeast Asia, and he is there with his daughter. And what you find out from this story a bit before we get off into everything else is that he has lost his wife. His wife died, and his daughter stays with his her grandmother, but she is visiting her father for a little while, and it is coming close to the time for her to go back to her grandmother, back to China, back to her grandmother to stay, but she wants to stay with her father. Now, her father, in addition to being a handyman, is a bit of a martial artist and trains his daughter in martial arts as well. So, on the day before his daughter is set to go back to China, they get into a little tiff while they're at the hair salon trying to get her hair cut. And it's something that happens with fathers and daughters where you can miss it if you're not paying attention, is that daughters really do like to just spend time with their fathers. They do. They don't have you don't have to be doing anything really special. They just like to be around you, just to see and help you do whatever it is that you're doing. It's part of that bonding thing that happens with girls, and how you can tell a woman who's had a father in her life and a woman has not had a father in her life. It's just a small thing that you can tell. Well, from this little argument that they have, the daughter, played by Inu Yang, playing the daughter name is Rainey, she believes that her father did not love her, and that was why he sent her away to live with the grandmother. Now, this for me pulls on the heartstrings because I, as a grown man, have been in this situation, having divorced and having my daughter, and having at one point to send my daughter to live with her mother. My heart, breaks at this point because it is a fear and a reality that I know I have lived with in a conversation that will happen at some point, right? So she runs out of the salon into the streets, and the women in the salon calm him down and tell him just let her, blow it off. And one of the other women from the salon goes out to find her. Now, while Rainey is out in the street, she comes upon a boy with a limp. And the boy with the limp is telling her that his sister has gotten hit by a car. He needs help. And Rainey jumps in to help him and follow him to where his sister is. Now, it is fair to say in this city, which is unnamed, it's just a city in Southeast Asia, a lot of children have gone missing in this city. And nobody is really looking into why. There's one reporter that was, but that reporter has gone missing. Now, when Rainey and this boy get around the corner, she is quickly thrown into the back of the truck when a large man with an afro throws a bag over her head and tosses her into the back of this truck. Now, this is a kidnapping, human trafficking situation that is happening right now. And this is like every parent's worst nightmare, that your child is just outside living a life, not bothering anybody, and somebody decides to do the snatch. Terrifying. Now, the difference in this situation is one of the women from the salon runs back in and tells Wang that they could not find Randy. And he runs out there and hearing some sounds of the scuffle and stuff, comes upon the truck that his daughter has been thrown in the back of. And this is where the movie takes off. And so does the truck. The truck starts tearing ass down the street, and so does Wang in flip flops, running down the street, full speed. He catches up to the truck, and the fight ensues. Now, from this point on, this is where this movie sets itself apart. Yes, it's an Asian movie. Yes, it's a martial arts movie. The fighting style that they use in this movie is unlike one I have seen before. And that's what made the fighting unique. Not to mention that the actor of Miao Z is really a short person, and the two people he's going up against are really tall and really broad shoulders and beefy. The fight that he has with them shows something to where he uses a lot of clinches and throws and sweeps and grabs to where you can't get a really clear punch on him. And he is in close, like he's giving you a bear hug and just doing all kinds of damage, which looks crazy. Just really looks crazy. It's like, man, how is this even working? I'm sitting in the theater watching it, and I'm just getting pumped up watching, like, man, he's giving out some really good shots, but how he keeps diverting the other person's action or locking them up to where they can't get another throw in or punch in, and he's getting the shots in. Crazy. Just crazy work. Right? Now, this initial fight goes on a little bit with his daughter in the back of the truck. And at one point he does see his daughter in the back of the truck because one of the main, well, I shouldn't say one of the first protagonists or antagonists in this is the big beefy character of Ho, played by Brian Lee. Now, I can tell you, Brian Lee is one of these stunt actors that have been in Hollywood for a while, and he's worked on a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Alice in Borderlands, Shang-Chi, some other things like that that are on Netflix, but you wouldn't really know him if you weren't paying attention. But I tell you, as big and buff as this guy is, he looks like an Asian Michael Clark Duncan. He moves like Sammo Hung. I mean, really, he is very agile, very fast, and it just looks like somebody's getting their block knocked off when he starts swinging. And that's what happens between his character of Ho and Wang. They just have a knockdown for a minute. So while the truck is once again trying to get away, he pulls Wang's daughter out and starts hanging her over the side of the truck and everything, just making it worse on Wang trying to catch back up to the truck again. And in running across the street and giving it everything he's got, he gets smacked by a car and he loses the truck. Now, this is where you get more of the criminal element in this story, where outside of there being a human trafficking ring where they use children, Wang goes to the police department and Wang gives them a description of the truck, a description of the people in the truck, the license plate number of the truck, what has happened. But the problem in this whole situation is that Wang is mute. Wang doesn't speak. He is writing this all on paper and giving it to the police officers. Now, while some officers are interested in, like, hey, this might be, connected, this seems important or whatever, the police chief comes in and gives him a little bit, not even a song and dance, like, okay, we'll look into it, we'll investigate it, it'll be okay, and sends Wang on his way. Now, for me, I'm sitting in the movies like, whoop his ass, beat the police chief up, because that is the wrong answer at that moment for me. So now, as a moviegoer, I'm invested with Wang. Whatever Wang want to do, I'm riding with him because these people are on some BS. They're not going to help him. Wang goes back home and he's thinking about the fight that he had with the two men that he had. One that had a big afro, that was the one who grabbed his daughter, and then the other one was the big beefy guy of Ho. And he remembers that when he fought the Afro guy in the back of the truck, all these receipts came out. And all these receipts had one insignia on it, and they were gambling receipts. He knows where this place is. It's a fight or a betting place. Wang goes home, tends to his wounds, puts on some actual shoes, the shoes his daughter got him, the steel toes, and takes his trusty hammer with him in a sling, like his little tool belt. And he goes to this fighting arena club. Now, at this point in the movie, you get the second character that was involved. And the second character is Navin, played by Joe Taslim. Now, Navin, I'm saying his name wrong, is undercover. He is looking for somebody. He is looking for a woman that was in the beginning part of the movie who was a reporter that went missing. Now, Navin is actually working his way up this criminal chain because he's been on to them for months. And he's trying to get the person that's in charge of this trafficking ring to take him back and see the product, the kids that this guy has been trafficking. Now, they're at this main boss's club, which is the betting place, where Wang comes in. And when Wang is inside the building, he spots Afro Man. It doesn't go good from that point on. From that point on, you see what you saw in the trailer, which is Wang beating the hell out of these guys in this club. Now, when that fight breaks out downstairs, Joe Talisman upstairs trying to, finesse this boss. The boss believes that Joe Talisman's character of Navin is the cops, so he has the people upstairs try to attack him. So now you have a fight going on upstairs and downstairs where all this guy's, hired help is getting their collective asses kicked by two guys. Two guys is whooping a whole fit on these dudes. And it is a beautiful fight scene to see the difference in the two styles. The style of fighting that Joe Talisman's character of Navin is using, and the style of fight that Wang is using. And Wang's fighting style, although he is short, it is effective. And once he is set in position, he cannot be moved. And he is literally letting the bodies hit the floor. Let's just put it that way. He is literally making the bodies hit the floor. And it doesn't matter who they throw in there. So when they start breaking out, the bigger weapons in the bar with the bottles and stuff like that, he goes for what they thought was a gun, and it's not a gun. It is his trusty ball peen hammer. And I'm telling you, boy, salute to the old boys in the building, because that hammer fight scene was a callback to me of the hammer fight scene in the Raid 2 on the subway train. It just wasn't as bloody. Just wasn't as bloody. But man, never mess with a man who knows how to use a hammer. Never. Never, 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 never. He beats the ball being hell out of these dudes. And it's not funny, but god dang, they got to work. They got to work, man. Now, fighting his way up to the upstairs area, Afro Man goes up there, runs into Navin again, and Navin kicks his ass and kicks him down onto the floor. And Wang sees this. Wang believes for a minute that Navin has killed the Afro guy who he was looking for, because that is the person he's looking for to help him find his daughter. Since he thinks the guy is dead, he goes up there to Navin, and now Wang got an issue with Navin, and they have a fight scene. And I'm telling you, their fight scene is so good. It shows you how good this fight style is in close quarter, because they're in a narrow hallway. I mean, a narrow hallway. And the two of them, there is nowhere to go but forwards or backwards. But they use every inch of that hallway in this fight scene. And you see all kinds of counters, blocks, sweeps, takedowns, clinches, throws. I mean, it is incredible. You're just watching it like, man, is this Cirque du Soleil? What the hell is going on here? It was a beautiful fight scene. Eventually, they stop fighting because Navin sees the picture of Wang's daughter that falls out of his bag and realizes he's looking for someone too. So because more henchmen are coming into this place, they escape together. And then Navin gives Wang his backstory of who he is and who he's looking for. Who Navin is looking for is his wife, who was the reporter he's been looking for months. He's been investigating this group, trying to break into it. And the last message she sent him was she was going to go rescue some of these kids. Nobody else was going to do anything. And that was the last he heard of her. So he is looking for his wife. Wang lets him know, writing it on paper, that he is looking for his daughter. So they decide to work together to find both of their respective loved ones. Now, for this part of the story, I would say this is where the movie started giving me the Taken vibe. Like, this was Taken Asian style. Like, I love the movie Taken. It's one of my favorite Father's Day movies. That means movies I watch on Father's Day that make me feel happy to be a father and think, yep, that's what people are going to have to get messing with my kids. Trust me, it is. There are shades of Taken in this movie, which I'm completely fine with. It's not mockery. It's not trying to steal it. It is a compliment to how brutal things get in this. Now, from here, through some other clues and whatnot, and the information that Navin has collected, Navin and Wang go to the ice house where this big boss that Navin was meeting with has retreated to. Now, in this ice house, this big boss has actually taken Afro Man, because he failed, and believing that Afro Man knew that Navin was maybe a cop or something, which he didn't know. He didn't know that at all. But he brought him into the organization. He has to be punished. So the big boss sends him off to get iced and leaves his kid there because the boy with the limp that helped bring Rainey to him was his son, which is really screwed up. It's really screwed. So Afro Man gets dispatched and the son gets to get into the cages with the other kids that are being trafficked. It's a crazy world. Navin and Wang show up here, and Wang wants answers. So, in a very big boss, style, shout out to Bruce Lee, they go into this ice house and start whooping some holy hell on people. Now, this ice house fight culminates in one of the best fight scenes I've seen in a while between three people of varying sizes. You got the character of Wang, who was probably like 5'4", maybe Wolverine size. Okay, he's not that big. You got Joe Townsend, who's probably pushing about 5'10", maybe. But now you have the character of Ho, played by Brian Lee again. And this time, Ho is carrying a sledgehammer. And this dude, when I say this big dude is moving, he is freaking moving. He is fast. He is agile. He's acrobatic. And when you see a big dude like that walk in with a sledgehammer and everybody else ain't got nothing but bare hands and a mean look on their face, you think the other two dudes about to get nailed. That is not how this goes down. And this is what makes this movie and the fight scenes in this movie so interesting. There are very few times when the two of these guys work together, when Wang and Navin work together to fight Ho. It's very few times he gets to swing that hammer because everything they do is about trapping, deflecting, keeping that hammer down to where he can't use it and getting him off his feet so he cannot fight from a stand up position. I mean, it is masterful, masterful the way this fight is going down. And at the point where he does get to throw these guys off because he can overpower them and get a swing on them, there is some really disturbing Mortal Kombat level stuff going on here with, you know, Afro Man and some other people frozen in ice blocks. And Ho is swinging with his sledgehammer and just breaking the tops of them off. It's gruesome, but there's a lot of other stuff going on where it happens in the scene. You see it, but it's like, okay, but man, what's going on with Wang? He almost got him with that. I mean, it is a ridiculous fight scene. It really is. Now, Wang and Navin get out of that that situation with them. They do get the big boss and grab him, and they do a little bit of taking torturing with him with some jumper cables hooked up to possibly his junk and him tied to a cyclone fence. And they start playing with the light switch to get him to tell them the information. And what you end up finding out is that the big boss works for another guy, the underboss. And I believe this guy's name is Pak Lum, right? Played by Joey Iwanaga, right? And the big boss works for him. He is running the human trafficking ring. He has the little big boss that runs the guys on the street, and the guys on the street are run by Ho and Afro Man. Okay, they're the ones responsible for snatching the kids. This other cowboy boss runs the club, and then this underboss, Pak Lung, runs that whole human trafficking operation. Well, when he finds out how the cowboy guy and Afro Man and them have failed, well, he's none too happy. He sends his own little killer out to deal with that little underboss, the little big boss. And this is where you get reintroduced to one of my favorite martial arts actors right now, Yayan Ruhin. I think I'm saying his name right. Forgive me if I'm not. I'm not Asian. But Yan is best known as being Mad Dog from the Raid. That little short, wiry dude that was beating the hell out of everybody. And if they didn't have a fluorescent light bulb anywhere close, he would still be kicking their ass. That's who Yan is. You've seen him in the Raid. You've seen him in the Raid 2. You've seen him in The Night Comes For Us. You've seen him in The Force Awakens. You've seen him in John Wick. This dude is everywhere. And he is a superb martial artist. In this movie, he's playing Tuck. And Tuck is weird in a way because he walks around with what would look like a ceremonial bow and arrows. And he is good at just, William Tell Legolas and fools. I mean, serious. It's what he is having a good time with. Well, Puklung sends him off after the big boss because the big boss has failed. And what you end up finding out is that Puk Lung has to answer to somebody too. Puk Lung works in a criminal organization, and his father in law is that boss. Puk Lung is the underboss working and earning money in their company doing other ventures. Apparently, they don't know what the heck it is he's doing. And Puk Lung is married to the boss's wife, and she is pregnant with a child. He's about to have a baby. Now, he gets a little talking to by his father in law and his father in law's associates, one of which happens to be the chief of police. And Puk Lung lets them know that he will take care of it. Now, the information that Wang and Navin got from the big boss, the club owner, Cowboy, sends them to this apartment building where the kids are being held. They figure out how they're transporting these kids around the city in the ice trucks and where these trucks go. They found that apartment and they go there. Now, it's a suicide mission to run up in this apartment building to get these kids, but this is where his daughter is. This is where Wang wants to go. Navin is still looking for his wife. It's a chance that she is here. This is what they're going to do. Now, when they go into this building to start going through here, fighting floor for floor like Game of Death, Navin does something very clever, which is he live streams on his phone and tells the people in the city what he is doing and where he is. They've stolen all these kids. They're doing this trafficking. This is what happened. I'm looking for my wife. The reporter or whatever. If you know what's going on, help us. If you care, come help us. He puts out a plea to the populace, and they show up. They show up to this apartment building, which brings out the police who have to show up to try to hold them back. In the meantime, Wang and Navin are inside of this building, just floor for floor, being the bad dudes, the double dragons, whatever 80s side-scrolling game you want to think of is what they're doing. And what it looks like is the Raid 2 Redemption in the prison, where you have these narrow corridors and it's just streams of guys all in there, coming with knives, machetes, whatever. And they are just in there going bare knuckle, fighting them off, using their fighting skills. And some of the time they get messed up. They are. Some of the time they get messed up. Now, Wang's daughter, Rainey, is in this building. She's in the building with the young boy who was limping, Afro Man's son. And they have kind of got some understanding with each other. And Rainey is still trying to help break these kids out of there. They tried before, but they got caught. The second time, this time, they're getting out. And they're going to try to escape on their own. Now, they kind of get cornered a bit. But this is where you finally get Wang meeting back up with his daughter, Rainey. Navin is there. Wang is there. And it's a chance for him to escape. Navin tells him to go on, take his daughter and get out of there. And Wang runs away with Rainey and leaves Navin in the building to take on the people that are coming there, because the underboss, he sent some extra people to shut that down. He didn't like seeing that live stream. No. So he sent some extra guys. And they are ushered through without protest by the police chief, who holds his officers back to let these thugs with weapons go right past him and walk into this building that they know these two guys are in, trying to rescue these kidnapped, human trafficked kids. It is a tense scene, and I will tell you by the time that Wang and Rainey leave, and Navin is at his end, thinking it's too much. Is this is just going to be the end of him? In comes a motorcycle with a little girl on the back, swatting heads, and Wang has returned to help Navin get out of that building, and Rainey is helping as well. Everybody is fighting, even the little girl. Now, I will tell you that, not a spoiler, but since I'm spoiling everything else, the kids get away. Wang and Navin have a great fight scene in this apartment building. The police kind of do the right thing, come in to help, but then take Wang and Navin back to the police station, for processing. And because of what they've done, because a couple of people have expired by their hands, they are put into jail for the night until they can be bailed out the next morning. Well, this is where you would think the movie would be over. They rescued the kids. He got his daughter back. Everything's Gucci, right? Hell no, my friend. No. This is an Asian movie, and it ain't over till somebody get more of their ass beat. Well, our buddy Tak shows up to the police station with his bow and arrow and his red tracksuit, and he gets on his Terminator with the bow and arrow in the police station, which sounds ridiculous until you see it happen. For like, okay, it could work. Tak, played by Yang Yan, goes into that police station and starts making quick work of the cops in there. Yeah, even the ones you like, bro. Everybody gets it in this. Nobody leaves unscathed. Even the kid got their ass kicked a couple times by grown folks. Okay? Which this scene in the police station is one of the most interesting fights that I has ever seen in a martial arts movie. And this one happens between 5 people and 3 different factions. At one point in this movie, you have Navin and Wang on one side. You got Pak Lung, Tak on one side, and then you have Ho on one side. Yes, the big dude that moved like Sammo Hung has showed up here, and he is pissed. And he is after the underboss in Tak, because Tak killed his father. It is one of the most insane fight scenes I have ever seen. A 3-way fight between 5 dudes. That means every time one person dodges, they might get out the way. They might trap the other dude. Here's somebody else trying to kick him, stab him, punch him in the head, something else. I mean, it is crazy. It is just nuts. Watching this fight scene, I'm sitting here thinking about how much stamina these people have to have. I was like, this had to be a nightmare to film. They got a lot of goddamn stamina because people is taking some hard shots. And I can tell you, if you thought the underboss Pook Long was a weenie because he was wearing a suit, shut that shit down. This guy as well, Joy Awanaga, he has been in a bunch of movies that you have seen too. Alice in Borderlands or Into the Badlands, some of those other shows. He's been in these shows too. This motherfucker is fast and he is vicious. His introductory fight scene to how good he could fight was just like, bro, you need to get another guy. He is too much for them. Too much for them. And at this point where they're having this final battle in the police station, some things have happened where he is over the moon, man. He is done. He is tripping and just willing to take his vengeance out, or his his furiousness, his ferocity out on somebody else. And he wants these two dudes because in his mind, they fucked up his life. So he is out there to wreak havoc on them. And man, my God, this if you are not wincing while you're watching this fight scene, uh, you must not understand what you're seeing. It could have been anybody getting there swinging meat hooks and stuff. You wouldn't have known the difference because this fight scene has so much in it. Not to mention, you get another scene of Yang Yan and Joe Towsem having a fight scene together. You haven't seen that since the Raid Redemption, where they were in that apartment building, and the two of them were in a room together fighting. This is the first time I've seen them fight against each other on screen since then. Man, that fight scene. Look, there is something that I love about Joe Towsem from all those guys that were in the raid, is that Joe has a distinct style to me. And to me, Joe's style is best exemplified in his solo movie, The Night Comes for Us on Netflix. Watch that. Joe's fight scenes are usually brutal, very creative camera work, and it is usually bloody. His character has no qualms about getting messed up and still pushing through that, because I'm telling you, for the fight that he has with Yang Yan in this, bro, they were going after, I think they wanted their fight scene to be at the same level as Yang Yan's buddy, who had the fight scene with Ika Uwas in The Raid 2. That kitchen fight scene, I think that's what they were going for. That they were just doing a version of that kitchen fight scene because, bro, it was a lot in here. And I will say, there's one scene in here where Yang Yan runs up a ladder. That is one of the only two times in this whole movie that somebody uses a wire. Other than that, everything else is all them. No cuts, no stand-ins. They taking all these bumps, man. This is like wrestling backstage. They taking real bumps. And it is just nuts. It is absolutely adrenaline on fire, like just nuts. Now, by the time you get to the end of this, it is Wang versus Pak Lung fighting. And they get to a moment after they have gone out a damn window and landed flat on the pavement in some bicycles that Wang ends up ripping a piece off of his bike and just pedaling the hell out of Pak Lung. But beyond that, he has a scene that reminded me of Ninja Scroll, where because Pak Lung is talking about going after that man's daughter, he started whooping a absolute beast mode. I can't stop until you done. Ninja Scroll, Gimma gotta go for good. Jubei beating on this dude that he just starts beating him till he's trying to crush his brain in. For real, just barehanded. He is just raining sandbag blows on this dude. And believe it or not, the motherfucker get up. Like, it's just nuts, dude. It is just nuts. He beats that dude to exhaustion and falls out. Now, I'm not going to tell you this last part, but I will say that I heard a reviewer not understand what happened. But just say this. He beat that fool into a past memory. He beat amnesia into that guy. from how hard he was beating him. Buklung didn't remember where the hell he was at a point. He was whooping him so bad. Like, my God, dude, that is trauma. That is brain trauma. Now, herein, you're at the end of the movie, and I can tell you most of this because the movie's been out for a couple of weeks. If you ain't seen it in theaters yet, you missing the hell out. So get your ass out to the theaters, because me talking about it is not giving you the visual of what you will see on the screen, where you can sit in the theater yourself and be like amazed, like everybody else who's seen the movie, you know, follow the herd. You get to the end, and this is where you finally find out Wang's name, because up until this point, you never knew what his name was. You don't know his background really, outside of he had a wife, his wife died, he has a daughter. You don't know how he know this kung fu. You don't know where the hell he comes from. Why is he mute? You don't know none of that stuff. But you do have a good scene with him and his daughter being able to talk, and him being able to talk to his daughter about her mother and how they met. Now, I will say this, that the movie does use subtitles. This should not be a problem for anybody in this modern era who says they like anime to sit there and see some subtitles. It shouldn't be a big deal. So I'm not giving you anything on that. But I will say that when Joe is on the screen, he uses English, and the dub is like watching any old kung fu movie. The dub is off. Yeah, a dub being off is like, well, that looks right. If it was completely synced up, it wouldn't look right. I'd be worried. Like, is this American? Like, is this an American movie? I thought it was an Asian movie. It doesn't matter. If it's something that'll put you off, find something else to do. But I don't care about that. I didn't care about the subtitles. I didn't care about the off dubbing. I was there for the action, and that's what I got. So for me, The Furious goes into the pantheon of movies I watch on Father's Day. This is a Father's Day movie. This is a movie for guys who like movies and seeing people get their ass kicked. Because most everybody else in this movie, outside of Wang and Navin and a couple of the police officers, are pieces of shit. And you don't have a problem with somebody taking out the trash. You really don't. And that's what you have in this. It was good performances and good fight scenes from youngest to oldest, from the little girl all the way up to the adults. Everybody put in work. Everybody kicked somebody's ass. And it was a lot of that edge of your seat, like, what the heck is going to happen next? And I can tell you, the most shocking scene in this was some Game of Thrones shit. I'm serious. Watch the movie and find out. It was some Game of Thrones shit that happened in this that I was really in the theater just shocked, like, oh my God. Oh no. Whoo! Motivations was all over the place. So, as many people will tell you, the movie is simple. It's just a straightforward movie. Yes, it is a straightforward movie, but so was RoboCop, so was The Raid, so was John Wick, so was a lot of great movies. A lot of great movies keep it simple, stupid, and just tell you a decent story and give you everything else, all the rest of the bread and circuses they want to give you. No big explosions, no big flashing lights. They didn't have to over-explain anything. They took his daughter. He wants his daughter back. He has a particular set of skills that makes him a nightmare for men like that. And he went after him to get his daughter back. And by the end of the movie, he got his daughter back. Bravo. Bravo. Thank you. I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. I was not disappointed in the least bit. I'm not looking forward to get an Oscar. I'm not. But what I was looking forward to seeing was bad people get their ass kicked and the good people to win after that, and this man to get his child back, which he did. Only in the movies. So for me, The Furious is a must watch. Don't just go see it. You must watch it. You must own it. If you want to own it, buy the Raid Redemption, buy the Raid 2, buy The Night Comes For Us, and then buy this movie, The Furious, and put all of those together and have your ass a movie marathon with people just throwing bolos who really know how to fight and do it in such an artistic fashion you can't help but be in awe of it. If Bruce Lee was alive, he'd be out there watching this shit too. I truly believe it. He'd be wanting to be in a movie with him. Like, man, shout out to these guys for doing this movie. Shout out to the director. And yeah, that's it. That's my review of The Furious. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I've been Artisan MC, and go see something good. Go see The Furious. Peace.